Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people, Balance.Waffentrager is back in the game. And now check this out, for example, ladies and gentlemen. Full HP 60 DP peeking around the corner, and oh, what a mistake did you just make, my friend. Kept pushing into fully loaded Waffenträger E-100. Who is able to do this? I legit just one-clipped full HP 60 DP for 2600 damage. Or alternatively, you know, fully loaded Waffenträger, kill number 1. Let's keep going. Kill number 1. We're losing this battle super badly though. Second kill. AMX 1390 is coming in. Third kill from the single clip and high roll. Thank you. Kill number 4 from a single clip. This is what describes Waffenträger Auf E-100 the best. The absolutely insane burst damage, the absolutely insane clip damage potential. Of course, not always it works out like that. For example, if you're trying to chase down the final light tank in this game and you can't shoot because you're underwater now, I simply cannot fire my gun. And eventually I'm actually going to, you know, battle is over, doesn't matter, but I end it in the water, right? Does it matter? I would say not too much. Or when the gun decides to troll you, like for example over here. Missed, bounced, and I believe I did hit that shot, but the final one is a bounce as well because it went a bit too high. This is Waffenträger Auf E-100, ladies and gentlemen. I could keep going with those, you know, me showing you the clips where I clip enemy tanks. I could do that like for the entire video over here, but you know, I believe we have enough of those right now. Because let's talk about this tank a bit. So today, this vehicle was released into the random battles via the loot boxes, aka the engineer's gates, and you're also able to get 5 battles for free if you complete the progression 3 in the Waffenträger event. But oh boy, it was actually quite a tough tank to get used to again, because the meta has changed a lot over all those years since this tank was replaced by the Gorilla 15 when it was removed from the game. I feel like they are doing the final testing for this vehicle just to see how it fits into the meta, just to see how players are doing with it, how much damage they do on average, and so on, so on. Just before they are thinking about releasing it one way or another. You know, I have no official information about that, I'm just speculating over here, but it, you know, it just feels like it. Like, why else would we get the rental version of the Waffenträger right now into the random battles? Maybe, you know, who knows, but this definitely is not that devastating. Well, the clip damage is still super devastating in the matchmaking, but it is not as devastating as it was many years ago, because the meta, as I said, has changed a lot. The pace of the game has changed a lot. We have a lot faster battles. The Waffenträger hates faster battles. We have a lot of strong hull down tanks, which you know, it cannot penetrate that easily, while we have the intuition skill, what they can use and load in high explosive round and simply smack you anywhere into the turret for easy penetration. Artillery is punishing you. Like, there are so many things countering this tank right now. There were actually many battles where I was not able to deal much, like honestly, 2000 damage, maybe 3000 damage, or maybe one clip of damage, and we just lost the game so bloody quickly. I had many battles where we lost it 4 to 15, and you are simply physically not able to load more than 1 or 2 clips, because if the battle is 4 minutes long, right, you get into the first position, that's 1 minute, you wait for the enemies, you shoot, you reload for 50 seconds, and now you wait for more enemies, and if you're lucky you're able to take a couple more shots before going down, and that is your game, right? We have had one-sided battles all the time, we have had fast battles all the time as well, from the start of World of Tanks, you know, from the very early days, but nowadays, simply because how the game has evolved, you know, better mobility, equipment units, field modes and so on, the base of the battle is definitely faster than it used to be. And now, you know, all that said, still, this damage output is absolutely mad. I would say this tank is definitely the most punishing tank to the enemies who make mistakes. If you make a mistake versus 183, for example, you know, that guy has one chance, one opportunity to do something about that, to take you out from the game right here, right now. But if that shot misses or does not penetrate, you know, you were lucky, right? You were lucky. There are many situations where 183 either is going to punish you extremely hard or doesn't punish you at all. But his tank, if you make a mistake versus Waffenträger Auf E-100, there are not too many situations where you are walking away with without receiving a massive hit to your hit points, or without going back into the garage, right? Because this is just, you know, super accurate, extremely accurate sniper. It is the definition, like the definition of a class cannon. It is one of the easiest tanks to take out in the game, and it is one of the easiest tanks to play with, to take out enemy tanks in the game as well, especially the ones who make mistakes. But of course, you know, there are the hull down tanks, which I mentioned before, which this tank still struggles with, and many other situations. For example, like in this game, we lost our scout very early in the game. Like the scout, our D54 lightweight, if I remember correctly, was the first guy to actually go down in this match, in this tier 8 game. Was the first one to simply rush towards the enemy hill and got completely destroyed over there. So we were in quite a big disadvantage right away, because the enemy AMX 1390 is still alive and has never even been spotted in this game, and his tank is quite reliable on maps like this, is quite reliable, or relying on your scouts and the spots, especially if you are not in a position to push forward, because I definitely do not want to push forward versus Foch 155, who can deal massive damage to me as well. Here is AMX 1390, first shot was a bit too high, second shot was a beautiful one, and just before my final shot this guy actually disappeared, so I took a shot, was hoping this is going to be a hit, but no luck in this situation. I already have 4 kills as well. I found it, you know, of course for obvious reasons, but I found it quite easy to get the top gun on this tank, for example, or to get 4 kills, 5 kills. Like I had one clip that I showed you at the start, 4 kills from a single clip, right, out of 5 shots. And over here as well, almost the Top Gun award already. I know that Foch 155 is pushing forward as well, so I'm basically trying to juke. I should not be spotted anymore, so I try to evade the final shot and letting my teammate know, the Progetto 65 know that Foch most likely is reloading now, or on one shell at least. And after some time went by, I decided to flank that guy, but luckily Foch actually decided to go back into the base, and this is just food for Waffenträger E-100, who is also a food for the artillery, who destroyed me in this battle. Luckily, we were still able to win it with a little Top Gun and 5.1k damage done. So far, I have not had like crazy games. I have not had a 10,000 damage, 9,000 damage game. My record damage is 6.5k, 6.4k. So far, at least, you know, to get high damage games, you need just special matchmaking, you need good matchmaking, you need good map, and you need long battles. because if the battle is fast, you are simply not able to deal any damage whatsoever. And your gun needs to work as well, as it didn't work in this situation versus the E-57, hitting the rock couple times, not hitting where I'm exactly aiming, but you know, this is RNG for you. But the mines, a very small map, usually not a huge fan of mines, but you know, the matchmaking was quite okay here. It's just receiving a random blind shot. I think it wasn't even spotted. Yeah, I should not have been spotted, but this Conqueror is just blindly shooting the bushes over here because I fired from this bush. So quite a smart play by the enemy Conqueror right over there. And we already have 2 tank destroyers in the same position. I really didn't want to be the third one, so I simply decided to leave it. And as I saw that our guys are capping the base right now, so most likely enemy team is actually pushing in as well to either get into the gap zone or to decap our cappers. We have 60 DP over there. They have Waffenträger up here as well, so I'm just smacking shells into the Waffenträger, into the E-75, and oh boy, this is where this tank just feels in its element. And I'm able to put one more shot into someone. No, it just missed. Maybe I should have aimed it a bit more to the left side, but you know, it still missed where exactly I aimed. And this is the usual Waffenträger in its habitat. You know, when it is reloading for the 50 seconds, you have absolutely nothing to do. Just wait it out. Don't do anything crazy if you do not simply have to reposition, of course. They have the hill, they have a couple tanks in the gap zone, so IS-7 is going to be the next victim. First shot goes in, second one was a bit meh one. The AP round, you know, doesn't have the shell velocity what APCR round does. That one was actually pretty nice, sneaky lead, and I'm able to take that IS-7 out. I was able to take the IS-7 out as well. When Waffenträger is able to shoot you, well, you better run and hide. So the score is 6-6, and so far I'm thinking, okay, this battle might be it, because it is not the fastest base battle. We are simply holding the base, we are simply holding the capture zone as well, while enemy team has the hill. And they have the STRV up the hill, who every now and then actually keeps peeking, so I'm really interested about that guy. You can see that our tank destroyers are also shooting that STRV. Most likely getting spotted. There is also the convoy, very annoying convoy at the 4 line, who just kept dodging my shells, or not my shells, just kept dodging my timings, basically. When I had time to shoot that guy, this guy was always running away, but I can see STRV made a little mistake, a bit too aggressive, missed the commander hatch, now going for the lower plate, and Ancient Fire just to pick up the kill with a high roll as well. And just putting that final shot into SHPTK, who was moving into the capture zone and disappeared just before arriving over there. Sadly, our 60 DP went down, and you can see that AMX 65T is the only vehicle still left up over there. So now losing this game 7-9. I have a couple options. Do I still wait over here, or do I push that SHTVP? Because they still have a couple tanks sniping, like the SU 130 PM has never even been spotted. The other one is on one line. So I'm doing a quick hill peek just to see maybe I'm able to spot someone, hoping that the destroyers, 2 destroyers and the E-50 who just went down are able to hold the gap. And now moving in while looking at the convoy, hoping to see convoy pushing up now after the E-50 got destroyed, but convoy is not pushing up actually, so I simply keep going, trying to take out that SH TVP, you know, SHPTK TVP 100 to save our AMX. In this situation, here is SH. First shot goes into the ground actually, second shot goes straight in, and the third shot goes straight in as well. And after this battle I'm going to show you the equipment setup I was playing this tank with as well. And over here, I don't know was that a mistake or not, because I only had 2 shells left, right? So what am I going to do with those 2 shells? I thought maybe if I go for the reload and hug this hill right over here to keep all the hill guys proxy spotted, and the AMX-65T can snipe those guys off. One guy went down, STRV S1 went already down, so good job. So far the plan is working, but enemy convoy once again, while I went for the reload, decided to push up, and they are all pushing up very aggressively. If I had those 2 shells, I would have been able to take this guy out, but this Conqueror with a small PP is actually punishing me from up the hill, and I can see that SU-100 30 PM is also coming in, and HE just to deal 741 damage into me. That's a massive eye roll from the HE round as well by the SU, and Conqueror was just able to finish me off right over there, sadly. And the SU is going to finish off the AMX-65T as well. But, you know, not like super drastical battle right over here. You saw what this tank is capable of doing when it catches tanks off guard. Just clipping them, just dealing massive damage to those. So, you know, solid score, but sadly a defeat. I don't know, like, if I would have been able to carry this. Maybe if I kept my 2 shells, and maybe if I could have seen the future that Conway and all the guys in the south are pushing in as well. You know, if I saw that future, maybe we would have been able to win this game, because I would have been able to knock out the Conway and whatnot. But anyway, this is how my Waffenträger E-100 looks like right now. This is my setup with improved aiming, improved rotation mechanism, and turbo as well. I really feel like this tank needs turbo in nowadays battles, just to get that extra reverse speed, extra mobility, top speed, you know, maneuverability. Improved aiming just to improve the accuracy even more. Of course, there are other equipment setups like the improved hardening, just to get extra hit points and, you know, more health to your tracks, but this seems to be working out for me. I have my Jagdpanzer. I took my Jagdpanzer E-100 screw with Mayland as the commander with 5 curls right over here, and I retrained it for the Waffenträger, so just keep that in mind. This tank is not a special tank. It doesn't work like a special tank like the Foch 155 does, for example. You're able to move your Foch AMX 50 Foch B screw into Foch 155 without the penalty, but his tank is just like a separate Tech 3 tank released for this event. You actually have to retrain a crew for this as well, otherwise it is simply not working. For example, I can showcase it to you by using the Gorilla 15, right? Gorilla 15 screw, and boom, it is red, you know? It doesn't work like that. So you actually have to spend some gold if you want to get crew members into it, which is kind of a lame way to do that, honestly. Like, we already had to get this vehicle in a hard way, or, you know, you can get 5 battles with it if you simply progress through the progression, if you finish the progression. But then if you want to actually get a good crew, and crew is so freaking important in this game, you have to spend 1,200 gold to fully train it. Like, what wargaming? Why? Actually, why? Even if you're going to release it in the future, just give it a special status, or am I asking for too much, ladies and gentlemen? And of course, with food and everything else is quite standard. So Waffenträger Auf E-100. I have not been the luckiest with the matchmaking, honestly. Right now, my win ratio with this tank is 39%. Like, absolutely nuts, right? Just way too many. Like, small sample size, yes, but way too many one-sided battles. And on the losing side, sadly. You know, what goes around comes around. Maybe my next or my final 17 battles in this vehicle are going to be win after win after win after win, hopefully, but we'll see. But my first impressions, my first experience with the Waffenträger E-100 after so many years. Like, how many years has it been? 6 years? 5, 6 years? 7 years? Something like that, since they removed it. Ladies and gentlemen, did you get this vehicle? Did you play with it? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. This was my second video for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time with something else. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, take care, and bye.